Cristo.
Activity updates.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of INCRadio New York. And my name is Sister Abby Hidalgo, and here with me we have Brother Christian. And for today's topic, we're going to talk about our top hobbies that we can potentially, pick up this year of 2025. So, Brother Christian, how are you doing on this morning?
Hi, can you hear me? Is my
Yes.
mini mic good today?
I love the return of the mini microphone. If you
Yes,
catch last
my,
week's episode, they had a little mini microphone. So Brother Christian is, bringing it back for today's
this is
episode.
um my little fuzzball for today. Hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm doing great. Today's a really nice cloudy Saturday morning. We see we're already up to so many people watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're in for a great show today.
Yes, and we see that you are logging in and tuning in and you're making all these comments, but also don't forget to subscribe to INC Radio DZM 954 so that you can always be notified on when our show is on and other shows that you can also tune into. But introduction to our main topic about our hobbies. We are setting into 2025, and new year, new me, new whatever. It's a perfect time to explore new hobbies that will bring us joy, personal growth, and relaxation in our lives. Whether you're looking to boost creativity, improve your physical health, or just simply unwind, there's a wide range of activities to try. So please join in on our conversation today, and we'll talk about the best hobbies we can try out for 2025. So, again, be active in our YouTube live chat and tell us the hobbies you would like to try out for this year. So, I know, Brother Christian, you are per your like social media stories, you're like all over the place, you're trying new things. So what are some hobbies that you, I guess, tried for last year and are potentially willing to try for this year?
Let's see. I mean, does traveling count? Because I've been everywhere. Really.
Yeah, I think traveling is a good hobby. Well, it's I guess it's a good hobby, but I mean you have to plan it out accordingly
Yes.
and whatnot.
The
Yeah.
joys of traveling is being able to plan out your own itinerary and um,
Hmm.
basically just figure out your own way into this new place that you're going to. Like I think we talked about this in a past episode, um, but that's not really what my new hobby is. I guess some of the new hobbies I tried out for 2025 would probably be I don't know if you guys have heard of pickleball. That's a new thing I picked up, and I think I've also picked up running. So I do run a lot now, which is really crazy, but it's a fun thing to try. Okay, once you have friends that actually do it and motivate you. What
So
about you, Atami?
give us before we get into the potential hobbies. Like I don't know, my brain is like full of stuff that I would love to do, but it's more finding the time. Can you give our viewers like a an overview of what pickleball is? Because I know it's very getting popularity right now. I feel I equate it as an easier version of tennis. Is that like a fair assessment?
I wouldn't say it's an easier version of tennis, but it does help if you have a tennis background. But it's a sport that's good for all levels. If you do use a smaller paddle rather than a longer uh,
Mhm.
racket than the ones that you would use in tennis. But other than that, and the ball is a little bit smaller than a tennis ball, so and a little bit more lightweight. So it's kind of hard to. You really gotta be able to figure out how hard you want to hit the ball to make it over. And I think
Okay.
there's some mechanics on the court that's a little bit different than how it is with tennis. So, but it's still an easy thing once you get the hang of it, and not too
I
bad.
remember okay, this will age me. Like years and years ago, I took a class in high school called racket sports. So we learned like tennis, pickleball, and like I guess all the badminton. And I remember the pickleball was like a wiffle ball, but it's actually smaller, like a ping pong ball, or bigger than ping pong ball.
I I don't remember what a wiffle ball looks like, but I think it might be the same. Is it the one with the holes in it? Is that what you're calling a wiffle ball? It might be. I think so. It could be, but that's definitely not as small as a ping pong ball. But
Okay, all right. I mean, I always see it on social media. I even in my commute to work or even commuting to the chapel, there's like a new building for like pickleball. And I'm like, "Oh, I should like check this out."
yes, it's a growing sport, and a lot more people are actually getting into it, which is a nice thing to see as well. So only hopes for whatever sports activity we might have in our district coming up.
I
So
know, this is kinda like a little preview, like, get
right.
like and, like, it's I believe it's a smaller court, so you're not really running as much as I feel like or you could, because again, it is a physical activity, but yeah, that's probably one thing I would love to get into, for, like, a hobby, like, a different type of sports. I know, like, people know that I used to play tennis back in the day, but I'm not as fast. I'm not as agile as I was before. And I haven't played in like maybe 2 or 3 years. And I used to play, take classes or like, take clinic courses. But I would love to get into that. But again, schedule is a little bit more difficult for me. But other activities, that's kind of not, I guess, time constraint. I'm trying to get into reading more books, or like listening, I guess, like audiobooks. And I'm really trying to get into, doing like art, not art projects, but like repurposing certain things, creating stuff that are, useful, like buying something at a thrift store and then repurposing it or revive it so that it can be used as like a chair or like some type of like furniture in my house. So those are some things like I I'm kind of also into photography, but that's again like going out and trying to take pictures and trying to like get in the creative side. So those are, I guess, some basic hobbies I would like to try out for
Recently
2025.
I've recently got into a little bit more into photography this year, but in the aspects of like doing film photography. So I kind of whipped out my old film camera from like way back when, and then kind of just been using it on my trip. So it's a really cool thing to play around with.
Yes, I feel like film photography, like I know you have to have like to develop your own film. I always find that very interesting. But I know like you need a dark room and like it's just a lot of steps, but it'll be amazing to like learn about it and actually make the photos that you take. Instead of like a digital camera, you just upload it to your laptop, do some Photoshop if you would like, but just like actually the labor of creating the photo that you've taken. And like with film camera, you have to be more intentional with the pictures that you take because you can't just like, oh, I don't like this, delete, because it takes time, I guess, more space compared to like your SD card. But film cameras, like you have like back in the day, there used to be like 24, I think 24 like pictures you could take on the film. I don't know how much it is now, but you have to be very intentional on what photos you would take. So that'll be interesting to learn like photography, like in the old school ways, and developing your own photos.
I guess before we move on to the next question at the Abby, we should just ask the hello chat, hello live chat.
Yes.
Please let us know what are some hobbies that you are willing to try out in 2025. Comment down on our live chat right now, and we will highlight some of those comments in the upcoming minutes of our show.
Yes, I think, well, I saw one. I'm trying to like read through the comments, but my mom, Sister Mila Hidalgo, she said traveling. She wants to do backpacking again. Yes, she did backpacking with a sister from Stanford, Sister Neela. They this was years ago, but they backpack through Europe. It was like a small sub, like a, I think southern part of Europe. I think they did Italy, Switzerland, and Austria, but that was like one of their trips back in the day.
Is the concept of backpacking literally a backpack and that's it, or do
She
you have like?
did. She borrowed my backpack. Like I backpack, like I had a backpack to that carried all my stuff, and she borrowed. I think she borrowed it. So yeah, all her stuff was on in her backpack. But
So
it's a sense
guess
of
you
like
can say
going through
guess you can
those.
say a part of you went backpacking too.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun. Like if you have the means, and I think it's really proper planning because again, if you're going to consider traveling as members of the Church of Christ, you also have to plan when you're going to attend worship services. So you really have to really plan how long you're going to stay in the country, when you'll be able to attend worship service, and how you're going to get there to attend worship services, because some places, they have to take public transportation. So you have to figure out the bus route, train route, or you can always do like the we call it not sponsored, but like Uber or Grab in like Asian countries. But those kind of things, like you kind of have to plan. And there's brethren all over the world, and you can always communicate with them how to get to worship services, or even also confirm the worship services that you're planning to attend, because things change, and you just want to confirm, so again you don't miss worship services.
I think I made it a hobby to see all of the chapel buildings all around the world. So put that on the travel list.
Yes, I mean, one of my goals in life, I don't know if that, like, in the realm of like hobbies, is to eventually visit all the 50 states in the US. Like that's one of, like, I guess, a bucket list I would love to do.
Yeah.
Because the US, it's a vast country compared to, like, Europe. Australia's, I think, is maybe it's smaller, but still it's a decent sized country, so you want to like see your where you live, see the country that you are, because you're here, and then eventually maybe venture out to the world. But yeah, that's one of my goals, and I guess one of my hobbies I would like to continue on in this year is traveling.
I was just looking at the chat and I saw Sister JC Pulintan. She said, best hobby to pick up is crocheting. Ooh.
Ooh. My mom used to crochet, but and it's good for your dexterity of your fingers, and keeps your, and you can create stuff. You can create like doilies. I guess they're called doilies. Well, like placemats, blankets, like knitting as well. And there's also knitting with the sticks, or knitting with your fingers. So you can create stuff that could be beneficial to you. Like some people also create hats, scarves is like an easy knitting or crocheting. So that'll be a good hobby to pick up as well.
I think we should have an episode where Sister JC does some examples of how to crochet for us. I know crocheting is a little harder than knitting, so we want to see what you got, Sister JC. So be ready.
Yeah, I mean, it's like amazing to see what people, if you like go on social media, what they create. And I know there's like templates and whatnot, like they like ship, like there's like things that you can buy that's like, oh, make this little owl, or make this little thing, and then they show you step by step, and then eventually you can venture out and create your own thing. So it's fun. Sorry, I'm just I'm trying to look through the chat. You're
I
very
like
active.
it's very active. We love to see that. So keep commenting, keep up the views because we've been doing really well.
Yeah, we appreciate the support and you guys tuning in every week. And again, we have, our episodes that are loaded up on the YouTube INC Radio page. And you can also check out other satellite studios and see their topics that they're also discussing and talking about. But I guess next question, what are some benefits to having a hobby? What do you think, Brother Christian? I know there's many like mental health benefits and like physical benefits, especially picking up like sports or active activities.
I think, well, it kind of touches up on all of that, right? It depends on what you do, but at least you're keeping your mind and your body active on something new. I think learning something such as a new sport gives your mind that what's that term? That physical let's call it a physical exercise of the brain that you're using it to be able to like to learn this new hobby. You're trying to figure out how things work, so it's just a good mental exercise for you to do, as well as your physical exercise as well, depending on what you're doing. I know running for me has definitely made my lungs feel a lot better. So that helps me a lot in so many ways, like choir and stuff like that. But also feels great to like when you're running, clears your mind. So like I love it when I'm just running for however long, and you just kind of focus on your breath and like every step you take, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, if you research online, and there's many studies actually saying what are the benefits of having hobbies. So, like, what is a hobby? It's like something that you enjoy in your free time. Like, it's something that you look forward to doing. So, having a hobby makes you happy. So, being happy or enjoying stuff that you do can, potentially and also improve your mental health. So, like say there's things that you have to do. You have to go to school, you have to go to work, you have to do certain tasks because that's like if you can't do those tasks or you don't do those tasks, you can't really function. But having a hobby, something that you put aside time to, will kind of distress you. You'll do something that you enjoy. So we should try to make room for those hobbies because those improve our mental health and they distress lower our stress levels, and thus stress is not good on our bodies, so you need time to kind of decompress, de-stress. And if you do physical activity, that's good for your heart health, your lung health, your body overall body health. You can lower your cholesterol, you can lose weight, the weight that you gain through the winter months, and overall like it's just an improvement both for your mental and your physical well-being. um what other, and yeah, like it's like, and if you, and also you can meet other people and improve relationships who also share the same hobby as you. Like
Yeah,
you can join those clubs or those sports that, and meet new people, so like say like your core friends are not into pickleball, but then you can join like a league or a recreation and you can meet new people who have the same passion or have the same interest as you. Expand your horizons.
it also helps with networking wise. So like
Mm.
if you need more connections in other cases, well, for me it's like if everybody in the district who doesn't know me, I play volleyball like I don't know 4 times a week now. So, but through that, I've made so many new connections with people in my volleyball league, and like to be able to network with them in other cases, like in like careers and like schools and stuff. It's been a great help as well. And also, propagation wise, this is another way for you to share your faith. So it's kind of a win-win in all aspects if you start a new hobby and find new friends.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's so many times where, like, you're just casually talking to someone you meet, like, say, in like a recreation sport, and they, they say, "Oh, like this is what I do this past weekend." And then it's like, "Oh, I would love to do that." And then you just like get great feedback, or it's like for the older people, you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I need a good plumber," or like, "Oh, I need a good contractor because I'm trying to renovate XYZ," or like those who have families or who have kids, it's like you're looking for activities for your kids to participate, or like local summer stuff, like some those are like how you can expand your kids or your families relationships as well, so you can meet different people. And like again what brother Christian said, like share your faith. And you never know, like the people that you meet through a hobby can be like one of your closest friends, or lifelong friends, throughout your life.
Right. It's a good it again, it's a win-win in all aspects. So you get all the benefits of mind, health, physical and mental, and like, and then you also get to do your faith and spiritual side. So good stuff.
Yeah, we have some other hobbies. It's like Sister Nasita says, well, hobby question mark, fixing broken stuff. So I know things get broken sometimes, and like some people are into cars, so and mechanics and stuff like that. I know Brother Lance is into like fixing his car and fixing other people's cars, so that's like a good hobby to have. Brother Philip said, Souther said, the best benefits is getting out of the house and chores. So it's a good to break. And also, Brother PJ says hobbies can help break up the monotony of daily life. So, sometimes you get stuck. So, learning something new, you can get unstuck and find like new interests that can like create the happiness or the passion that you would like to have moving forward. And then Brother Mike Burnell said, my wife says ensuring her happiness would be a good hobby for me in 2025.
That's a good one, okay, Mike. What else?
Yeah.
There's so many. Oh, a lot of people said reading. I know Sister Cheyenne said that her favorite hobby is baking, drawing slash writing. So,
Hmm. It
baking.
can
We
get
know
dangerous though.
we have rising chefs in our district. So,
Yeah, and then hobbies, I think Sister Elvira said hobbies can also become opportunities. So I know like these passion projects, like these hobbies can eventually be your livelihood if you're really focused on doing something that makes you happy. You don't have to, you can like explore little things and find something that will make your life more fulfilling. I guess that kind of touches on our next question. It's like, why are having hobbies important? So, what do you think, Brother Christian, other than like being happy in your life, I guess?
well, keeping busy, yeah, I think that's why it's also important to have hobbies because, there's only so much you can do in a day. And I feel like for some of us, half of our day is already filled with either work or school. So finding something to do other than those main things that you already do on a basis really does improve your mental health and like your spiritual well-being as well. So that's why it's important to just keeping your mind busy on other things that don't stress you out. So big thing we've dealt with in the past couple of years. So stress is always, it's never gonna go away, but you got to find some way to get rid of it.
Yeah, I mean, you can't it's not sustainable to like do the same thing over and over again, because eventually you'll get tired, you get stressed, you get unhappy. So you have to make time. You really have to make time for your hobbies or stuff that you really enjoy. And even like spending time with your family can be a hobby. Getting your family involved in your hobbies, like have a family trip if you're into traveling, or teach your kids how to cook, teach your family how to bake, or get everyone involved, because that also strengthens the bond between the family, the husband, wife, the children, and your friends and relationships overall. So there's the internet that you can research whatever makes you happy or what you're interested in. Try little hobbies here and there, see what clicks with you, and eventually you can make that like a passion of yours moving forward.
I just wanted to share this one last comment before we because we're at the latter part of our
I know.
But Chris Ornedo says, it's important to have hobbies because it helps us discover our potential when trying new things. So, I think that's a good way to end this episode because you gotta. That's how you find yourself, what you like to do, and what defines you as a person. So, thank you, Bob.
Yes. So moving on, Brother Christian, what are some activities that we can look forward to for this month of January?
Yes, as we all know, January is a very hectic month as well, but we love to do and stay active in this district. So, on January 17, we were going to have a district-wide officers special gathering at 8 p.m. On January 19, we will be having a worldwide evangelical mission in commemoration of the 100th birth anniversary of Brother Iranio G. Manalo, as well as on January 20th, a district-wide CFO joint monthly meeting. So, for all of our CFO officers. If you have any ideas for, I think we touched up on this last time in our District Kadiwa caucus, but if you have any, um, I don't know, activities that you want us to touch up on this year, make sure you bring them to that joint monthly meeting so we can discuss about that and see what new things we can do in our district as well. And lastly, on January 26th, there's going to be an SFM special gathering for recruitment. So to our Kadiwa brothers and I guess younger
And their
brothers
families.
and their families, if you are interested, please join us in this special gathering as well.
All right. We would love to read all your comments. I see Sister Lani, hashtag Long Island City, Woodside. There's brethren from Boston, Long Island City, Wyndham and Cranston. We again appreciate all you for tuning in. Into our show and leaving all your comments and having our discussion throughout the show. But we would like to recognize our top 3 local congregations from last week's hashtag challenge. So number 3 is the local congregation of Belmore. Congratulations, Belmore. Second is I believe Albany Extension or Group Worship Service, but congratulations to Albany. And the number 1 local congregation for last week's hashtag challenge is Forest Hills. So congratulations, Forest Hills. And we'll recognize our top hashtaggers. Number 3, I guess these are the 3 brethren that contributed to the top 3 local congregations. But number 3 is Sister Rewa Thompson. Congratulations, Sister Rewa. Number 2 is Brother Harry Davis. And our number 1 top hashtagger is Sister Liberty Sabino. So again, thank you again for commenting. And we'll look to see next week who will be the top local congregation and the top hashtagger. But that is all for today's show. Thank you again for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe and also check out the other satellite studios that are also producing shows like this. Thank you to the church administration for giving us a platform like this to share and speak about important and interesting topics like these. Don't forget to catch us again next Saturday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time or Sunday in the Philippines at 12:30 a.m.
And of course, greetings to our beloved Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, and to our Christian Family Organization Coordinator and SEBSI President, Brother Angela Aranya Manalo. Also, greetings to our INC radio station manager, Brother Wally Taray and Emmanuel Andaya, and especially to our District Minister, Brother Sheridan Santos, and our Assistant District Minister, Brother Neil Patrick Amela. That brings us to the end of our show. It's so sad to say goodbye again, but we will see you next week. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, everyone.
Stay warm and happy birthday to all the brethren celebrating their birthdays this month.
This is INC Radio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.